what you need to know about the Arizona Cardinals offense. We'll do the defense tomorrow. This is one of those games, though, where, to me, I kind of feel like if Jacoby Brissett was playing, you might really get lit up in this game.
Wow.
I've read that. I've read in Arizona where they think Brissett might be better than Murray.
You watch the tape. I mean, clearly throwing the ball better.
Okay.
Clearly throwing the ball better. But the mobility fact of it, or running around fact of it, it's Kyler Murray. It's Kyler Murray scramble man, Kyler Murray like ducking under a rush, Kyler Murray moving around. But
he's like Super Mario with the turbo hit.
He just nutmegs him with his own body. Doesn't have to duck.
It's amazing.
Legs.
It's amazing how he escapes, and then he gets to the open field, and it's like he's just kind of cruising, and it's like a 28-yard gain.
He's a patented Gavin Dawson Wiggly guy.
How many? When's the last time the Cowboys? I come on here every week and tell you about running quarterback. When's the last time the running quarterback has beat this team?
Hurts week one. Yeah, week one.
Yeah, so I that's what I'm saying. Maybe
they haven't needed to run.
That's what I'm
helps.
saying. And probably Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray might throw for 500 yards in this game, but
he will.
But Brissett's the one guy that actually is throwing the ball pretty well. I'll say this though about their running game is very, very similar to the kind that's still the same. You know, when you talk about Clayton Adams being now here, they're still trying to do Clayton Adams things at Arizona running the football.
Right.
They just don't have James Conner running the football. They have this guy, Bam Knight, that's running the ball. And he's kind of a guy that's got a little bit of some quickness, some elusiveness to him. But you're gonna get the pulls, you're gonna get the tight end pull, you're gonna get all these things of trying to the movement, the down blocks and stuff. They're trying to do very similar to what they've done in the past, just without the offensive line coach to coach it up. The thing that's going to hurt them, and it's the same thing that hurts Dallas. You watch Arizona play the Packers. You watch them play the Colts. It's the penetrations. If you can find out, this is one of those games where, to me, Dallas defensively needs to play downhill. I mean, play downhill. And it's, if you get a chance, run throughs, the penetration, anything that messes with their blocking schemes. Okay, that's the one way that when they get in that formation, that sidecar formation, and Kyler Murray wants to hand it off, and the ball starts going sideways, and they're pulling guys.
You should
just go, just shoot gaps and go for it. You know, because it throws off their blocking schemes, and that's how teams have been able to kind of control them a little bit in the running game. I personally, in this game, would think about, I know I'm going to talk about Marvin Harrison here for a minute, but the guy I really, really want to talk about, though, is Trey McBride. Okay? Uh-oh. And Trey McBride, I think you need to treat Trey McBride like he is a big-time wide receiver, because you do see routes down the field. You do see routes along the sidelines. You do see a lot of their passes go inside. So here's Dallas struggling with their safety play. You know, we've struggled with the depth of a linebacker, ball over the top. I have a feeling they're going to try and attack you in the middle of the field. That's kind of where they live. But I would consider every once in a while going in certain down and distances, taking Bland and putting him on Trey McBride, and then trying to cover Marvin Harrison and Zay Jones or Michael Wilson and those guys with the other corners is what I would try and do. I think the guy that could absolutely hurt you the most in this game is their tight end. And I think
he's been their best offensive player.
Yeah, Brissett used him pretty well, but I would take my best defensive back and say, okay, certain down and distances, I'm gonna cover you up with my best guy and play. I'm not saying do it all the time, but I think you have to give him a changeup. You have to give him a changeup, because if you put a safety or linebacker on, they're going to wear you out with this guy. So I would take my best guy and try and neutralize him, and then hope. I don't think Marvin Harrison is what the Marvin Harrison when we were thinking about the draft and what he was going to be coming out.
Well, he will be Monday night.
He probably will be.
But you're right. Be a great week to have Jordan Lewis, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you're absolutely right.
Probably wasn't friends enough with the coaches.
Yeah, they're not going to move Marvin Harrison around a bunch. They're not a big motion team. But when they do, it's kind of like I don't think they're running motion the same way you're running motion. But here you are. You've got a chance. I would say the right tackle, Jonah Williams.
Oh, the former Bengal?
Yeah, Jonah Williams is your guy this week. And that means that Flus will put Houston and Ezra-Rocco over on the other side.
Paris Johnson.
and work that matchup.
Strength on strength, man.
Clowney
work Williams.
Get some good reps over there.
Hey, Nealon, go have fun with Williams.
Yeah, but Jonah Williams, the right tackle, is, I think, where you need to be very mindful of this game. Got the Arizona Cardinals coming to town. Yeah. And defensively, what you got to know about the Cardinals is you're going to get a team that plays that odd front we talk about. We've seen it with Carolina. We've seen it with Denver.
Well, that's not good.
With the nose tackle and then the two edges, the defensive ends, those 5 techniques, those head up on the offensive tackles.
The base 3-4.
Yeah, sometimes playing inside. So and then you got all those guys standing up. You're gonna have to deal with a pass rush, like maybe a Calais Campbell playing down, and then everybody else linebacker type guys, edges all standing up around. They're going to try and confuse you that way. I watched the Colts. The Colts are my team to win. Like, if you play the Colts in one of these breakdowns, I'm always going to watch because I think the Colts offensively is kind of good because they've got the line and they can kind of tell you how you need to probably run the ball a little bit.
They run the ball so well.
Yeah. So and that the running back's great. The line's been a great job.
It's a great marriage.
But you can kind of get an idea. This is a team that doesn't give you a lot, though, when it comes to running the football. They don't give up a lot of big runs. I know last week we had the Denver game. Denver gave up when it came to edge runs or big runs on the outside. Denver had only given up eight runs of 10 yards or more off the edge.
It's pretty good.
And well, here the Arizona Cardinals have only given up 15 for the year.
Right.
So this might be a team that might be a little bit more. We're talking about them playing the run defense. Like I say, I think it has to do with those guys like Dalvin Tomlinson. We know him from the days of the Giants. It's a big guy. I mentioned Campbell. Dante Stills is another guy that's kind of a big, boxy guy. But they've got some edges, though, that play it pretty well, believe it or not. Josh Sweat is another guy we're kind of familiar with with the Philadelphia Eagles. He's provided some really good edge play when it came to run defense, actually, and some pass rush. And then Baron Browning, who they traded for with the Denver Broncos, plays as the other outside linebacker. So running the football might be a little bit more of a challenge, maybe not the challenge it was last week or maybe even the Carolina week, but still a challenge itself. Dallas has got to. I feel the fact that Dallas is at home, I think, helps that situation as well. Just got to make sure that they secure those. They get those down guys secured because there's a lot of power up front. We saw that last week with them. You're going to get a lot of what we call cover 4 from this team, and they play cover 4 in a way where, and just to explain to folks out there, if you never heard of cover 4, it's just everybody's the secondary, the 2 corners and the safeties taking quarters of the field. Is all it really is. And what it tries to do, it tries to prevent you from making plays, big plays down the field. They're in a situation, too, with cover 4 when you got a Mike linebacker that kind of plays underneath, and then the 2 outside linebackers usually will play like a flat area. So there's a space between the linebackers and then where the safeties and corners of how deep. So would not be surprised against cover 4 you could do double moves. Tend to work. We'll see that with maybe with Pickens, the out, the up. They try to do that, the out and up move. And the other day, Dak threw an interception off that. He was looking at Pickens, but then went the other way on that double move. But against a team that plays a lot of cover 4, like I say, if you could get them to bite on that, there's that space behind where you could throw it, and then there's space between the linebackers and then where the corners and the safety sit. So look for some crossing routes and things like, not the shallow ones, but maybe a little bit deeper.
Deep crossers.
A little bit deeper, because you get the deep drop from the secondary, and the linebackers kind of stay short to play everything underneath. So there's that area underneath that you can maybe attack the Cardinals at.
I saw they've only allowed 3 touchdowns to wide receivers this season, and they all came from the slot.
Yeah, they've
So
had eight
Lamb in the slot.
And
Yeah.
Jalen Thompson is that
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Because Will Johnson, and that's
Will
a good
Johnson's
system for Will Johnson to play in.
Yeah, Will Johnson's actually playing really well for these guys. I know there was some questions about his speed.
But as a zone corner,
Yeah.
he excels. Like if
Yeah.
he keeps it in front of him, he was great at Michigan doing that.
He absolutely was. So, yeah, I would say Jalen Thompson has played kind of some like safety a little bit for this football team. And but he's listed as the nickel corner, but he's kind of played back a little bit. But Will Johnson, Max Melton have been the 2 corners. It's kind of hard to find the scrub in this one, to be honest with you guys.
I was hoping you'd say Max Melton.
Yes.
Darn it.
No, but
He's playing well.
Yeah, it's kind of well. This team's given up only 8 touchdown passes, and they've had 4 interceptions. They've knocked down 35 passes this year as a defense.
Wow.
So that's kind of something you need to be
Stingy unit.
Need to be alert about that. About 61% off coverage, so maybe a little bit of space playing that cover 4. Press only 18, and they're going to try and rush 4. That's their big thing. They really don't want to bring the 5th guy. They want to commit to having the coverage or having the ability. So you're going to get rush 4 a lot of this time. So be aware of that. I think it's a pretty good defense overall. Like I said, I can't really find the scrub. A good matchup is going to be, and an interesting matchup is going to be, what's going to happen with Josh Sweat potentially going up against Guyton or Steele. That's been a problem for Steele in the past is dealing with Josh Sweat. So be interested to see how the Cardinals play that going forward.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.